Waco presents college football on CBS Sports Network. Yeah, it's raining sideways and cold in Laramie. What else do you expect in November in the Mountain West? And what a rivalry game we've got. Colorado State and Wyoming. And these two teams still very much alive for a shot at the Mountain West Conference Championship game in the Mountain. Colorado State at 4-1 and Wyoming is at 3-1. Hi everybody, Rich Waltz along with Adam Archuleta. It's a great rivalry. They first played it in 1899. You've got bowl implications, championship implications, and Laramie weather. Mix it all up. This should be a lot of fun.
We have everything. It's November. We have two football teams with championship aspirations. They're rivals. This is what it's all about. Now, the way the Mountain West is this season, it's anybody's game. Colorado State, they went out, they control their own destiny. In Wyoming, maybe not where Colorado State is, but if they went out, they can find themselves right back in that Mountain West championship game.
Wyoming's headliner is their quarterback, Josh Allen. Slow start this year, great week last week.
Well, 28 touchdowns a season ago in electrifying fashion. And he has failed to live up to those expectations so far this season. But last week was the Josh Allen that everybody was waiting for. His best game of the season. 5 total touchdowns, Rich. 4 of those through the air, 1 on the ground. That's the kind of football they need to get back into that championship game.
Other side of the ball in Colorado State. Most explosive weapon in the Mountain West, maybe all of the West. Michael Gallup, fine wide receiver.
So excited I get a chance up close and personal to watch Gallup play today. Look at those numbers. That's not the Mountain West, that's college football. Number 1, 130 yards receiving per game, 72 touchdowns. He does it all and has completely been dominant against Mountain West competition this season.
Mike Bobo, all bundled up, wants to erase the sting of last week's loss at home to Air Force. And Craig Bohl has done a marvelous job of turning this program around. 3 national championships at North Dakota State. 2 losing seasons to start, but last year a bowl game and a spot in the Mountain West Conference Championship game. The weather, 45 degrees, 25 to 30 mile an hour wind. It has just started to rain. And so it could get wild here weather-wise, which it usually does in November in Laramie.
I think that's what you get here in the mountainous region that these two football teams play, and it's going to be fun.
Colorado State won the toss, elected to receive. That one sails over the head of Dietrich Clark. Not official game until the cow arrives with the Chick-fil-A starting lineups. Nick Stevens, very good quarterback himself for Colorado State.
He has had great production since he's been the starting quarterback here. You look at his numbers this season, 62% passer. Those yards, 2,755 yards and those 22 touchdowns. The key for Nick Stevens in this game is ball security. 3 interceptions a week ago in that loss to Air Force. He must take care of the football against this defense.
Got a 2 tight end set with Fackrell and Butler in there. Stevens has got Dalen Dawkins in the backfield, and it's Dawkins on a pitch. First carry. This is a very good Wyoming defense, and they stopped Dawkins. Revante Holt made the stop. Now Colorado State offensively, Dalen Dawkins, their feature back.
Well, we just talked about Nick Stevens, but this is an offense that has great balance. When they've needed to run the ball, they've ran the ball. When they pass the ball, they've been able to pass the ball. Dalen Dawkins had an exceptional game last week against the Air Force Falcons. Only 13 carries, but he hit them for about 141 yards. He can hit the big play.
No gain, first play, second 10 here. Izzy Matthews with the carry, and Matthews is swallowed up after just 2 yards. Wyoming defensively very, very good, and a big-time ball-hawking team. Their defensive ends cause a lot of havoc, Granderson and Prosser.
Yeah, both off the edge. This is one of the best defensive end duos in the Mountain West. Carl Granderson has been absolutely perfect this season. On the other side, Prosser, more of an undersized guy, but the Colorado State Rams offense really concerned about his quickness off of the ball.
3rd down 8. Right now, Colorado State is going into the wind. And it's a stiff one, 25 to 30 miles an hour. Blitz comes. Stevens has time. Sideline catch. That's Gallup. Looks like he has the first down. And he does. Just past the sticks.
When you think about Michael Gallup, a season ago, 46% of his receptions went for first downs or touchdowns. You see that the speed that the cornerback out there, Rico Gafford, has to respect. He slams on the brakes. Perfect timing on the sideline and a much-needed first down to start the game for the Rams.
Some enormous Saturdays for Gallup this year. Last week, 161 yards on 7 catches. Dawkins straight ahead. Dawkins runs into Cash Maulia, and the sophomore stops him right at the 40-yard line. It's a 4-yard carry.
I think Mike Bobo knew that coming into this game, they wanted to establish the running game. They knew that, hey, this is one of the better, if not the best, secondary in the Mountain West in terms of passing yardage. Getting that run game going will be key for the Rams.
Dawkins breaks loose. Midfield Dawkins, sideline 30, and he's carried out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Dalen Dawkins had a 76-yard scamper for a touchdown last week. That's 36 yards.
Yeah. Almost the exact same thing that he did a week ago. He absolutely splits the safeties. You see the safety, Marcus Epps, cannot get there on time. Beautiful job by the right side of that offensive line. Nicho Garcia, Ben Knox clearing the way for Dawkins.
Dawkins right away, and it looks like Mike Bobo wants to establish the run, something they did not do with a lot of consistency, or have not done with a lot of consistency, but it's been Dawkins and Matthews so far.
If there's one place you want to test the Cowboys on defense, is their rushing defense. We just talked about how good their secondary is. What a way to start out this game. On the ground, right downhill, punch the Cowboys in the mouth. Perfect drive so far for Mike Bobo. Now it's all about, can they get points?
Second down, 9. Play action. Stevens for Gallup, and it's through his hands. Good coverage there by Tyler Hall, the sophomore corner. You noted the defense against the pass. 5 interceptions last week, 14 interceptions in 8 games.
It's a confident group outside. The cornerbacks, Rico Gafford, Marcus Epps, Tyler Hall, Robert Priester. They know because of the pressure that their front can put on the quarterback that that ball has to come out quickly, and they make a lot of plays on the ball.
8th play of the drive, 3rd down, 9. Blitz comes, Stevens hit, and it's incomplete. Pressure from everywhere.
Right off the edge of Stevens' left side, unblocked player again. What a play by Wyoming. They don't blitz a lot. They're more of a standard defense on 1st and 2nd down, but their defensive coordinator, Scotty Hazelton, loves to dial it up in those 3rd down situations, and they get home.
Now this is 41 yards. The wind has died down for the moment. Good strong leg for Wyatt Bryan, and he's got plenty of it. Wow, that's impressive. Knocks it through. Colorado State first possession on the grounds, and 3 points to show for it. Border war here, big rivalry, and a 3-0 start. Colorado State's first touch, 3 points. Our first visit. Down below with Jenny Dell. Hi, Jenny.
Hey, Rich, as you mentioned, this is the first matchup. You have to go all the way back to 1899 looking at Colorado State and Wyoming. Tonight is the 109th meeting between these two teams. This game, appropriately nicknamed the Border War, as these two teams are 65 miles apart. As tradition goes, yesterday, ROTC from CSU cadets ran the game ball from Fort Collins, 39 miles to Cowboy State, where the Wyoming ROTC took it the final 26 miles right here to War Memorial Stadium. Guys, all time, the Rams hold a 58, 45, and 5 advantage over their rivals to the north.
All right, thank you, Jenny. And neither home team has a win in the last 2 years. Wyoming went down to Fort Collins and won last year. Colorado State 2 years ago won on this field. All right, bring back the cow. Let's do some Chick-fil-A lineups. And let's meet Wyoming. And Josh Allen, what did you see on tape last week?
I saw a quarterback that played more in the structure of his offense. Now, this is an offense that is still in November, still trying to find themselves. Been well documented, well talked about how many players are missing off of last year's football team, but things are starting to come together a little bit. I see a little bit more trust between Allen and his wide receivers. The key is to get off to a great start.
He's got 4 of those wide receivers on 1st and 10 from his own 25. And a little toss. Trey Woods outside, and Woods has a gain of about 7. He lost a lot of weapons, did Allen, from last year. James Price, though, is starting to emerge on the outside, the junior wide receiver.
Well, he missed the first 3 games of the season, so he certainly didn't get the start that he wanted to, but he's one of the guys, now that he's had a chance to play a little bit, get involved in the lineup, is starting to be the most steady guy out there and the guy that Allen loves to target downfield.
This is Woods. And Woods back up to the 28-yard line. Colorado State still looking for an identity defensively. Good linebackers. Josh Watson is their leading tackler.
Yeah, they got a bunch of players on that side of the ball who've made a lot of tackles, and I know that, you know, watching the games and watching the tape, talking to their defensive coordinator, Marty English, pretty relieved that they don't have to play another triple option football team. They feel like their defense and their personnel is more suited to play against the offense such as Wyoming.
3rd down and 7. Shotgun for Allen. Blitz comes. Allen unloads, and it's incomplete. C.J. Johnson was in the pattern. Allen had to throw a little early.
Max McDonald, number 31, coming off scot-free to his right side. Not a lot of pressure right there, and I think you watch Josh Allen, and so much talk about can he play at the next level. Certainly he has the arm talent, but some of these easy throws, the underneath throws, the intermediate throws, the ones he should complete, too many misses so far this season for Allen.
Brendan Fulton is deep for Colorado State. Tim Zaleski to punt for Wyoming. Sort of a line drive that lands inside the 25 and is out of bounds at the 23. Border war, rivalry game, big implications. Mountain West on a Saturday night in Laramie. Neither team looks sharp early on in this rivalry game. Stevens rolling, under pressure, caught there. Dalton Fackrell, the tight end, is smacked out of bounds by Evan Ortiz, the nickelback. And he didn't hold it. He's out of bounds. It's an incompletion.
Well, Carl Granderson is a terrific athlete playing defensive end. Number 91 coming off the edge, trying to move the pocket. Again, not allow these defensive ends to just take off and target the quarterback inside the pocket. But Granderson, too much of an athlete, chases down Nick Stevens and forces the bad pass.
Granderson has put on 75 pounds. 75 pounds since he stepped on campus.
He was 180 pounds when he got here, 6'5".
Oh, man. Johanna Gaffon, the sophomore, all over Nick Stevens. Loss of 5.
Well, this is his 5th sack of the season, and that's just a free hitter coming up inside between the left guard and the center. A complete bust in communication, and Nick Stevens gets sacked for only the 5th time this season.
Yeah, just 4 coming in. They have protected him, and he's pretty good about not taking sacks.
When a defensive lineman is in your lap that fast, not much you can do.
3rd down 20, rolling is Stevens, now tucking, and he runs into his own blocker and falls over at the 25-yard line. In pursuit, Carl Granderson. And that defensive line of Wyoming shining on this last series.
You see a little bit shift in philosophy. The first 2 drives of the game, Will Friend opts to run the ball most of the time, giving his running back Dalen Dawkins 7 carries. In this drive, they try and pass the ball in a pass-first mentality, and you see how the Wyoming defense has responded. So I think that you have to be able to keep Wyoming off balance by using the running game and not allowing them to tee off on Stevens.
Stonehouse, a wobbler off the foot, and a right turn out of bounds right around the 30-yard line. So pretty good field position now for Wyoming. Out to the 42. Blitz comes. Allen pulls it and then escapes to the right side and has the edge out across midfield. He's big, 6'5", 240, but he has great feet.
Yeah, just ask Emmanuel Jones, number 33, the outside linebacker right there, has a chance, another free hitter. Takes a bad angle. Josh Allen is not a guy that you're going to be able to arm tackle. He's a powerful runner. Sometimes maybe doesn't protect himself as much as you would like him to, but you give him a chance to take over a game on the ground, he can do that as well.
It's a gain of 8, 2nd and 2. Trey Woods gets the carry. Now Woods, when fall camp opens, was a linebacker. That's how thin they were at running back in the absence of Brian Hill. And now Woods, the freshman, he's been the starting running back for most of the season.
Yeah, he sure has. And when they recruited him, it was more of a whatever player. We just know that this guy can play. He can play offense. He can play defense. But because they had a need, he goes over and he's still learning how to play the position. Even though he played running back in high school, it's a much different style of feeling the blockers and playing those run concepts at the college level.
1st and 10, Allen. Back shoulder caught. It's Conway at the 25. A big play for Wyoming.
Boston Conway is really the guy, number 25 in the slot, one-on-one coverage, who has started to make some plays and has been pretty consistent. You know, last year he was a gadget guy, the guy that was in the slot, ran the jet sweeps, did all the trick stuff. Now he's developed as more of a down-the-field receiver this season. And a great pickup right there from Allen to Conway.
Ball marked to the 24. Wyoming on the move. Their best drive so far. 45 yards on it already. And Woods straight ahead. Not much room there. He runs into Darnell Thompson in the middle, the senior out of Raleigh, North Carolina. 12 total yards, first 2 drives, 46 yards on this one.
Now you can see right now wind isn't really a factor. You know, normally if there is a strong wind in either direction, Craig Bohl would either let this run out to play the next quarter or call a timeout, run another play.
First quarter done. Rivalry game. And at 3-0 starts. Colorado State on top of Wyoming. Nobody recruited Josh Allen out of high school. Only two schools, one of them Wyoming, offered him a scholarship after his first year of junior college. And he had a whale of a year last year. Took him to the championship game of the conference, and he throws down the field. Caught there, it's Woods. And he's down to the 1. Jordan Fogle on the hit. Trey Woods out of the backfield.
It's a really nice job out of the backfield for Trey Woods. The Colorado State defense failed to account for Woods out of the backfield, and for a guy that's not really used a lot, these running backs not really used a lot in the passing game, comes down with a big catch.
And Wyoming on the doorstep now as we start this second quarter. Defense has dominated the first quarter. Woods, look at this. Stacked eye. Woods spins, fights maybe for a yard. As Wyoming is into the red zone. Brought to you tonight by Verizon. One thing that jumps out, as you pointed out, only 20 trips into the red zone.
Yeah, they're #1 in the Mountain West this season, and they've scored in 19 of 20 of their red zone trips. 13 of those touchdowns, but they've only been down there 20 times, which is not good enough. They have to get that number up, and more importantly, try and get 6 rather than 3.
Kellen Overstreet is behind a convoy. Play action Allen. Back of the end zone and through the hands of a wide open Tyree Mayfield, and that's been an issue for Wyoming. There are times where Allen is on the money and his receivers are not.
Yeah, number 85 coming in there, right there. Allen led him. Maybe you could say a touch too much, but that certainly is a play that the tight end Tyree Mayfield has to be able to make in the back of the end zone.
Third and goal from the 2. Ground or through the air?
You would love their balance. 7 touchdowns on the ground, 6 through the air this season. This is one of those plays where you would have loved to have Brian Hill back there carrying the rock.
Allen pitches, and Woods is caught and dropped back at the 9. Evan Colorado, the senior out of Beaverton, Oregon.
Wow. What a play by the senior, number 43, Evan Colorado. They tried to get everybody to jump up inside for the dive. You get the quick pitch outside, but Colorado was right there, was not fooled one bit. Great play by Marty English's defense.
Cooper Roth, the sophomore kicker, trying to tie it, and he got it. So, big plays have been by the defense in this one. A field goal for Wyoming and a tie game in this border war. Here tonight, bowl implications for sure. You've got Wyoming at 5-3. Getting back to a bowl for the 2nd straight year would be an enormous hurdle for Craig Bowl. Wyoming has not been or not had back-to-back winning seasons in 14 years. On that one all the way into the end zone. Clark will scoop it out of the end zone. Stevens on 1st and 10. Dawkins. This is how Colorado State moved the football for their only points of the game. All right, Arch, how do you get the ball to Michael Gallup? And where do you get the ball to Michael Gallup?
Well, he's one of those guys that he really has everything. The down the field, the vertical threat. But it's really the yards after the catch where he's been deadly. 525 yards after the catch so far this season. That's number 2 in all of college football. So find some ways to let him do what he does best.
Dawkins cuts back, 1st down carry there. Down to the 40, and it's a gain of about 7. Logan Wilson made the stop for Scotty Hazelton's defense. Hazelton, the first-year defensive coordinator for Wyoming after spending 3 years in the NFL with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And Hazelton knows that he's got to find some different ways to use his front to stop the run, because he has to commit one of his defensive backs to provide some help with Gallup on the outside. So the front 6 and the front 7 for the Cowboys have to be able to carry the load.
Dawkins, the feature back here, and Dawkins another 9 yards on that carry. He's at 80 yards on the night already. Ortiz made the stop.
In this drive, they're starting to attack inside, right behind the center, right behind the right guard. You saw them attack the edges earlier in the game on their first drive, but right now going right inside the middle of that Wyoming defense. Now, 2nd and 1, alert shot, alert trying to go downfield on a single high look with one safety in the middle of the field.
Dawkins slices through to the 44-yard line. A couple things here. The front 4 was dominant in the first quarter for Wyoming. We did not call Andrew Wingard's name much at all.
And one of the things in talking to the offensive staff here for Colorado State is they know that number 28 is going to be an impact in the run game. And a lot of times offenses want to run away from the safety because he's the extra player. In this game, they want to always make sure they have a blocker, a tight end or a fullback to get a body on 28.
Well, they got 3 bodies on Dawkins there, maybe a yard. Carl Granderson from his end spot was the first to get there.
Yeah, you know, you see who else is right there. Number 28 coming off the edge. This is a strong safety blitz. Wingard is unaccounted for. I just said that they want to put a body on him. This time they did run away from him. They let him go as the extra player, but he had speed to catch it from the backside.
Andrew Wingard, 8 yards in, one of the best, if not the best, run stoppers from the safety spot in college football. Rain's starting to come down a lot harder now. 2nd down and a bunch. Stevens throw over the middle. It's caught. It's Fackrell, his big tight end, the senior. And Fackrell has the 1st down and more. They mark it at the 12. That's 28 yards from Stevens to Dalton Fackrell.
Yeah, perfect zip, perfect dime right here from Nick Stevens. He reads the 2 safeties deep, and he knows the soft spot is going to be right inside one of the safeties, right on that hash mark and over the top of the linebacker. perfect timing to his most reliable tight end. First down.
5 of 8 on the drive. Dawkins escapes, and Dawkins is down to the 7. And right now, Colorado State's offense has some rhythm, has some fluidity, and is moving.
It started because they went to a commitment to the run game. Now, last week, they ran the ball pretty well. Dalen Dawkins had 13 carries for 141 yards. That's 10.8 yards per carry. Now, they only had 23 rushing attempts in that game. A lot of that was because Air Force was able to control the clock. But they let Dawkins, they get him loose. You see what it's been able to do for their offense and the play-action pass.
Second down, Stevens keeps. Stevens to the 5. Look out. He's hit and hit again. Marcus Epps, the first to get there. And now you're looking at 3rd down and 3.
That was a pretty interesting play call. That was a quarterback draw from the start. Dawkins was used as the lead blocker on that play. I'm not really sure that's exactly who you want carrying the football inside the 10-yard line, and Nick Stevens. This is a 3rd and short. They still have an opportunity here. I don't see this as a 4-down territory. This is a tight ball game. Points being at a premium. Got to try and pick it up right here.
Fackrell joins Matthews in the backfields. And it's Stevens again, and he dives. Did he get in? No.
Stevens carries to the 1-yard line.
Logan Wilson met him. Stevens got to the 1.
A little zone read. They went quarterback draw to the left on the previous play. This time they go zone read. Stevens takes the ball, goes off to his right. Wyoming collapses down inside to try and tackle the dive player, and they get a first down.
Scotty Hazelton, defensive coordinator, watching. So a first down. Ball right at the 1. Matthews is the short yardage back, and he's in. Matthews, he's in. Touchdown. Colorado State, an impressive drive, and they reclaim the lead.
Well, you pretty much knew it was going to go to number 24, who has scored a touchdown in every single one of his Mountain West games this season. He only goes about 6 foot, 220 pounds, but that is the grinder up inside that gives Colorado State the touchdown.
Impressive drive through the air and especially on the ground.
Kick is good.
Hey, Colorado State with a beautiful drive down the field, pounding it in the end zone behind Izzy Matthews.
And right now, look, these are hardy folk up here.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Arch is a native of this state.
There's a part of me that wish I can go on the field sideline right now and call the game in these elements. This is my kind of football game, Rich.
Well, right now, Jenny Dell is the one that's absorbing most of the punishment weather-wise down on the field.
Well, better her than me, I guess.
Cold heart. Cold heart. Tyler Hall for Wyoming has taken a couple back for scores this year. Ball control. Colorado State up 10-3. Now a lot of scouts watching Josh Allen. Adam Archuleta, what's your analysis on him?
Here you go. Well, it's obvious. His arm talent separates him from everybody else in the country. His outside the pocket throws is where he makes his huge throws on the move. Now, where he has to improve, we've already seen this a little bit in this game. Too many misses. The short passing game, the intermediate passing game, the routine throws have to be better, and his quick game needs work. Rich, early in your career in the National Football League, you have to have a great foundation of quick game. Get the ball out of your hands. At times, he is too quick to abandon the concept and go back to street football.
Doesn't have a whole lot of time here. A minute left first half. Scramble. Allen with his legs gets a first down. Stops the clock with the first down. Watson hauls him in at the 38. That's an 18-yard pickup. One timeout for Wyoming. Evans in the backfield. Allen flushed. Fires in a crowd and incomplete. C.J. Johnson, the receiver, Jake Schlager on the coverage.
Yeah, Evan Colorado, number 43, so far is having one heck of a game. He easily penetrates, beats the right tackle, Alonzo Velasquez. And Josh Allen has not had a chance to set up in the pocket to deliver his downfield throws here in this game tonight.
Second down and 10. Continues to rain in Laramie. Allen keeps. And they're going to have to burn a timeout or else this clock is going to evaporate here.
And they've got to do something about number 43 because he is single-handedly destroying this offense and harassing Josh Allen this entire game.
All right, Wyoming is not stopping the clock. And they're not in any sort of hurry here on 3rd down and 8. Under 20 seconds. 3rd down. Allen steps up, middle throw, caught there. That's Johnson. And Johnson inside Colorado State territory, 46-yard line. And Craig Bull with 8 seconds left burns his last time out.
So you know he's not going to have really a chance to kick a field goal here.
3rd and final charge timeout. Wyoming.
Will step aside. 10-3 Colorado State on top of Wyoming. 8 seconds left. Career long is 49. Now the wind was 25-30 at kickoff. There's no wind in the stadium right now, just rain. But Adam Archuleta, you brought up a good point. Probably not enough time to get him in position.
No, I don't think you don't really have a time right here to. If you pick up a 1st down, it's going to be awfully close to be able to get your field goal unit on the field. This has to be a Hail Mary situation.
And remember last year this was a Tanner Gentry, Jake Malhart target.
Oh, yeah.
Malhart was the big receiver. Gentry was the guy that would go up and get it.
A Gentry Malhart special. You had that Jacob Hollister, that big target too.
Let's see how far he can fling it. Oh, he's going to the sideline. It's caught there. Was he out? 3 seconds. Yes, it's a catch. And there's 3 seconds left. C.J. Johnson hauls it in. They're going to spot the football and bring in the field goal unit. Cooper Roth. It's a 43-yard attempt. Plenty of leg, and he hits it. How about this? Wyoming cashes in for 3 points on a bullet throw by Allen. A great catch by C.J. Johnson.
Well, this was great execution right there on the sideline. I'm shocked that they had enough time to be able to execute both of those plays. The fact that only 5 seconds came off of the clock and they were able to get in field goal position is pretty incredible.
Well, a nice way to end it for Wyoming. In this rivalry game, Colorado State up 10-6. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. Yes, that is snow in Laramie, and that's what awaits here in the second half. Colorado State up 10-6. It's a rivalry game. Rich Waltz along with Adam Archuleta. Arch, you're a defensive guy. You had to enjoy the first half.
It was an interesting first half. Here's what I liked about Colorado State and their plan. Now, they are a pass-first offense with Nick Stevens and Michael Gallup, but they transitioned and saw that there was a weakness, and they relied on that running game. Dalen Dawkins has had himself one heck of a first half so far in this game. They have run the ball, Rich, 28 times in this game. This time the quarterback, Nick Stevens, on his own read, and then they want to punch it in. They're going to give it to their power back, Izzy Matthews, for their first touchdown of the game. But the ground game here for Colorado State really working.
Our ally first half stats reflected on the ground. What's not reflected there, weather. It started at 30-mile-an-hour winds. You saw the video, which was clear. Then we had a huge downpour of rain that lasted the second quarter. That has stopped, and now it's snowing. So there is that. But hey, it's November in Laramie. What else do you expect? Wyoming gets the football. Tyler Hall, who has taken 2 back for touchdowns, is deep. The field turf surface here, almost covered by the snow. And Hall starts out to the 20. Hall crosses the 25, down to the 27. Taking the brunt of the weather tonight are Jenny Dell. Jenny, how are you?
I'm doing well. As you can see, we went from pouring rain and wind to some nice snow. Head coach Mike Bobo came out and he said this is the first time he's been to Wyoming and seen the snow, so he's actually very excited about it. But he said for his team, they need to run the ball now due to the weather. He also said they need to limit penalties and really focus on taking care of the football. Now, as far as Wyoming goes, Coach Bull said the D-line has been getting pushed around too much. Really try to hold up front in the second half, guys.
All right, thank you, Jenny. You hold up too here in the second half. 1st and 10, Wyoming football. Neither quarterback was that sharp in the first half. As you can see from the conditions, second half will be a challenge as well. And Woods on the ground. And a little better push from the offensive line. And another 5-yard pickup. Richard King made the stop for Colorado State.
Yeah, it really is, and it doesn't look like much. It's not an explosive run, but the fact that they're able to get that kind of a play on first down and put them in a 2nd and 5 situation much better. Look at how Josh Allen started the game 0 for 5, looked very sloppy, but started to really heat up in that second quarter. Austin Conway, James Price having a pretty good quarter for the Cowboys.
Woods following his tight end Josh Harshman through the hole. Josh Watson there to stuff it. This is going to be 3rd down and a long 3.
And that's the kind of tackle that Josh Watson liked. He didn't have a lot of those tackles against Air Force. Now, he did have a career high 17 tackles last week, but Watson scraping in the hole is where he wants to be.
That's a Austin Conway run, and he's got a lot of room. Conway to the 20, Conway to the sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds. Jake Schlager. This is what Conway was featured in last year. A lot of these jet sweep and a little tricky play there.
How about that one? Austin Conway, 5'10". And they line up everybody inside thinking maybe quarterback sneak. Nobody saw number 25. And by the time anybody on the defensive side of the ball recognized what was happening, it was Austin Conway off to the races.
Wyoming on the move. And this time Woods is upended. Good penetration by Jordan Fogle, the safety. I don't know that they could see Conway behind the line there.
No, absolutely not. It was a brilliant design by Brent Vigen, the offensive coordinator, putting Conway in kind of a reduced fullback look. You should have seen how low to the ground he was squatting. It looked like he was only 1.5 feet off the ground.
Verizon red zone tonight. 1 drive in and a field goal. 2 field goals for Wyoming. A field goal and a touchdown for Colorado State. From the 15, blitz comes. Allen rolls away from it, now steps into it and throws the ball away. Trey Woods was in the neighborhood.
No foul for intentional
so it's not grounding.
Eligible receiver in the area of
Allen right now holding that right arm or that right wrist or hand area.
It's not very often that you see an interior defensive lineman, number 94, Darnell Thompson, who plays defensive tackle, be able to play a quarterback boot to his right side and keep contained. That was an excellent play by Thompson to get pressure, get in Allen's face, and force the incomplete pass.
He was hit on the left side, but was favoring the right side. Evans is the tailback on 3rd down and 10. Conway in motion, and a shot over the middle, broken up. Nicely done there. That was Max McDonald again making a play.
Yeah, here's what I like about the Rams defense. Their back 7, their secondary, the way they played the ball, the way they played the reception point and battled through the catch. They've been in great position for most of that game, and that was a great play right there by McDonald.
Cooper Roth now, look, it's very different now with the snow and that slippery surface. It's a 32-yarder, gets good distance, but he got it. Through the snowflakes, 3 field goals for Wyoming. And in this rivalry game in the snow, it's a 1-point Colorado State lead. They play for the bronze boot. They started this rivalry 1899, and this year it really does mean something as we're into November and both these teams have a great shot at the Mountain West Conference Championship game, but they need to win this football game. Colorado State 4-1, Wyoming 3-1. Boise State plays Colorado State in Fort Collins next week. In the snow, a 1-point game. Dietrich Clark from the 4. And Clark has a seam, and he's out across the 30 to the 31. Now, I had to wait on this field goal before calling it good. Let's see how close this is.
Wow.
And, of course, the officials are stationed under each upright, and they're looking straight up. And they probably got a face full of snow.
I don't know if you've noticed, Rich, but these are quite beautiful snowflakes. If you really take a look at it.
First half, much more beautiful than Stevens' first half. He was battling wind and then rain and now snow.
Yeah, you see he made some pretty good throws there. That attempt 7 and 8, 14 and 26 yards down the field. Much harder playing Captain Obvious right now to throw the ball down the field, but been able to lean on Dalen Dawkins in that run game.
And this is Dawkins. He's a nice combination of quick and strong. Garrett Krall made the stop. It's funny, in our meetings with both coaching staffs, they both talked about weather. But I don't know that they were talking about snow. They were talking about wind and rain.
Yeah, the wind was supposed to be the big one, but that's the way it goes here in Laramie, Wyoming. Now, Colorado State has been able to run the ball extremely well this season. Their 2 worst games of the year were Colorado and Alabama. But this is pretty typical. When they commit to running the football, they've been very effective this season.
Dawkins to the 35. That's only a 1-yard gain. And this Wyoming defense, Gaffon, Wingard there as well, and Carl Granderson.
You see the front 7 a little bit more active. You're seeing some more line movement. The defensive linemen that time, both Gaffon and Granderson, playing down the line of scrimmage. The linebackers stepping up into the hole, doing a much better job of stepping up there and not allowing those huge running lanes for Dawkins to get through.
3 of 7 on 3rd down. It's not been a good spot.
Watch screen, quick throw to Gallup. Let him work after the catch.
Dawkins with the cut, stays on his feet. Dawkins to midfield, and he squirts into Wyoming territory inside the 45 and down to the 44-yard line, 19 yards.
Wow, what a call. 3rd and 6, and Will Friend dials up a run to Dawkins. Who does he run through? Right through number 28, the best tackler in the Mountain West, Andrew Wingard. And what a huge run right there for Dawkins to explode and get that first down.
3 quarters in.
The 3rd quarter.
On a snowy, cold night in Laramie. Snow falling, 1-point game in the Mountain West. Bud Light game summary after 3. Colorado State a 10-9 lead. 172 yards on the ground for Colorado State, and that's the difference on a messy weather night. Heavy wind, then heavy rain, and now snow, and lots of it. How is Pistol Pete holding up? He lives for this stuff.
I could so see you doing that, Rich. I mean, I really could.
I'll tell you what, the women and men that work on our production team tonight have been terrific. They've been out in the elements. The pictures have just been terrific, especially once the snow has been falling. The ball is at the 46-yard line of Wyoming. The yard lines are almost invisible now for everybody. And Dawkins over the left side gets 3 yards. Andrew Wingard comes up and makes this stop. There's Mike Bobo. The snow piling up in the back of his hoodie there. Wingard's limping a bit. You see that what the grounds crew has done. They cleared the yard lines and the hash marks during the break. Plenty of snow shovels in the fine city of Laramie. And a lot of experience as well. Big back Izzy Matthews is in, and he gets the football, and Matthews has a seam, and Matthews has big yardage inside the 30, down to the 26-yard line.
Boy, Zach Golditch, the left tackle, number 61, just completely mashed the Wyoming Cowboys down, and Andrew Wingard could not close the distance enough. You got a great block on the backside from the fullback.
That's not a good look there. Matthews holding his shoulders, he came off, and now on the bench. He's had a really nice night tonight, getting the tough yards and occasionally breaking some big runs. 41 yards on 11 carries. At the 26 of Wyoming, Dawkins back in, and Dawkins is through into the secondary, inside the 15, and down to the 13.
This is really one more time. This is Golditch again. Take a look at that down block. You got one back, two backs, one tight end in the backfield, and again, boy, Golditch just starting to get a lot of movement on that Wyoming defensive front.
Zach Golditch, left tackle, he's got a chance at the next level. The senior out of Aurora, Colorado. 1st and 10, just outside the 10, and not much luck there. Gaffon in on the hit.
Gaffon's really made some nice plays in this game, especially in the run game. You saw an early sack that made it his 5th sack of the season. But here a few times now, he got blocked down by Golditch on the play before. But you've seen a few times where he's been able to beat the guard across his face, get in the backfield, and make a big play. Those first down stops for no gain is what Wyoming needs desperately here to try and take the ball back from Colorado State.
2nd down 10, ball at the 14. On the pitch, Dawkins, and ladies and gentlemen, that is what Andrew Wingard does best. My goodness.
Wow, this is how you run the alley. Andrew Wingard going to show up on the right side of your screen. That's what he does best, ladies and gentlemen. Number 28. No hesitation whatsoever. Takes a perfect angle, one-on-one, and that's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. Number 28 making a beautiful tackle.
Craig Bull told us he's the best tackler he's ever coached or seen. And remember, Bull played for Tom Osborne and coached with Osborne at Nebraska before going to North Dakota State. Dawkins now to the 10 on that 3rd down carry. He puts his field goal kicker right between the hash marks in what should be a relatively short field goal. But remember, the last time that Colorado State was in this spot, the snap was fumbled. Nathan Lucas is back in, and he's trying to get some help from his buddies and clear a spot. See all the snow on the ground. Wyatt Bryan is in. This is a 27-yarder straight on. It's not the kick, but the snap and the hold that's in question. Snap good, hold good, line drive right through. Well, that's good special teams work. Trent Sieg, the snapper, Nathan Lucas, the holder, and Wyatt Bryan is true, and Colorado State's lead increases. All right, on the ground, Colorado State.
They've been able to run the ball for 209 yards this week. Izzy Matthews getting the first touchdown. Dalen Dawkins ripping off huge runs against the Wyoming defense. Again, Izzy Matthews powering up inside, right down the throat of the Wyoming Cowboys. And it's because of that running game, they've been able to grind out the clock, keep the ball away from Josh Allen, and be in control of this football game.
That one skips by Tyler Hall. Let's check in with Jenny Dell. Jenny?
Yeah, Colorado State running back Izzy Matthews came off the field. He pointed right at his left clavicle, his left shoulder, and immediately knew something was wrong. Guys, he went into the locker room. I'll keep you posted if I hear anything down here.
All right, Jenny, stay warm.
Staying as warm as possible.
All right. Stay dry, although I'll bet the snow is probably better than the torrential rain that we had through most of the second quarter. There's a look at the end of that play, and Matthews immediately going to that left shoulder.
Yeah, he's an important part of this offense coming into this game. 542 yards and provided a really nice combination with Dawkins in that running game.
All right, 1st and 10. Wyoming's had trouble running the football. Allen's going to throw it, and he dumps it out. That's Drew Van Manen, and Van Manen has the first down, and a nice pickup. 12 yards, and Wyoming trying to move the football.
And it's almost, you know that it's going to be a hard time throwing the football, but it's almost as if, and I hate to say it, you have to abandon the run in this situation. Because running the football right now is doing nothing but putting your offense in bad situations. So I think you've got to put it in Josh Allen's hands, let him make some throws, and those wide receivers have got to make some plays for him.
1st and 10. Allen will keep it, and he's got yardage. And he picks up about 10. He's got the first down. Ball's loose. Who's got it? Ball popped loose. Officials huddle. Max McDonald had it. The call on the field.
Ruling on the field is the runner was down prior to losing the ball.
All right, that's significant because with the replay, you're going to need conclusive evidence that the ball came out.
The ruling on the field of the runner being down is under review. After reviewing the play, the runner fumbled the football. There was an immediate recovery by Colorado State. Ball is placed at the 49-yard line. First down, Colorado State.
So, the recovery by Max McDonald. Mike Bobo, says, look, the belt was out, the snow's falling, and that's a turnover.
Yeah, well, Craig Bowl, when we talked to him, he said, in this game, we have to be +2 in turnover margin, and they've been exceptional this season when it comes to turnovers. Right now, you see that one right there for Colorado State could not have come at a better time. Now, that's a drive right there where Wyoming and Josh Allen needed to go down the field and respond to Colorado State keeping that ball for all of that time, but Sean Johnson making a great play right there, getting that ball out.
Now, Colorado State has moved the football on the ground. Their running game much better than Wyoming's tonight.
Yeah, it's all ground game right now. Dalen Dawkins.
Remember, we saw Izzy Matthews come out of that last drive, short yardage back with a shoulder injury. Dawkins here, and Dawkins picks up 8. Logan Wilson with the stop. The ability for Dawkins and even Matthews to get to the next level here has been alarming for Wyoming.
Yeah, Gaffon again getting great penetration, but what a move. I mean, that was heavy disruption in the backfield again. The right guard getting beat, but a nice adjustment by Dawkins to avoid the early penetration, get upfield, and then pick up 7 yards on first down when that should have been a negative play.
2nd down 3. Dawkins at 145 yards and lowers the shoulder. Kevin Prosser made the hit, but Dawkins pushed him enough to get the first down, a 3-yard gain.
It's just really good execution because they knew that in the passing game, Wyoming had the ability to make life very difficult for Nick Stevens and his wide receivers throwing the football. The pressure that the Cowboys can generate, but the game plan they have come in with has absolutely neutralized anything that these defensive ends and defensive tackles have been able to do to get pressure on that side of the football.
Saw Scotty Hazelton, the defensive coordinator. 1st and 10. Ball at the 39. Stevens rolls, fires, and that's going to be a tough catch for Dietrich Clark or any wide receiver. Evan Ortiz on the coverage.
Yeah, really just a smart play from Stevens. That he knows that Granderson is closing in. This is not the part of the game where you want to throw an errant pass and give up maybe a pick 6. Remember, this defense has had 3 defensive touchdowns so far this season. So have a conservative passing game. Throw the ball outside, but don't try and fit this ball into any tight windows and give the Wyoming Cowboys a gift.
Josh Allen wondering and hoping when he's going to get the football back, maybe wishing this snow would stop. 2nd down 10. Dawkins, and that's Gaffon, who's had a big night, sophomore out of Grand Island, Nebraska.
The Gaffon and Granderson combination has been almost too much and been overwhelming for Colorado State. Granderson getting the early penetration, Gaffon coming and wrapping to the outside, but they've been all over the place here so far tonight. Now 3rd and 10.
Rarely do you hear of a defensive lineman that has 8 tackles in a game. He's got 8 right now.
And you got to expect Nick Stevens right here to throw the ball. This is a heavy protection set from Colorado State.
No, they're going to run it. Dawkins breaks 1 tackle and then is finished off by Robert Priester, short of the first down.
Wow, what a shot from Priester. The first tackle is broken from Malawia, and then Priester comes in and just cleans it up.
All right, the offense is still on the field.
I don't think this is a great field goal situation here. They got to try and pick up this first down. Again, don't really love that 3rd down call.
What about,
puts you in a 4th and 6 situation.
What about punting the football?
So what, you can gain 10 yards?
Well, if you put it down inside the 15.
Okay.
It's at the 35. That's body, and he's hit, and short of the first down. And Wyoming holds at the 30-yard line.
You know, I just...
Ruling on the field. The runner was short of the line to gain. First down, Wyoming. Timeout on the field.
Colorado State opting, Rich, to run the ball on 4th down, but Wyoming Cowboys turnover on downs.
32 degrees, snowing in Laramie. 7 minutes left, 4th quarter. Big rivalry and a big game in the Mountain West. 13-9, Colorado State, Wyoming's football. The big arm of Josh Allen throws off the back foot and a diving catch at midfield. Drew Van Manen, the senior fullback, makes that catch.
Side defense, number 54 was lined up in the neutral zone. Penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
Such a crucial catch. The senior captain out of the backfield with a beautiful dive right there. You see he turns, lands on that right shoulder so he can cradle the ball and secure that catch. There's no doubt that that is a hard ground right there, but what a play. That's the kind of play right there from your senior leadership that you need to have to get back in this game.
46-yard line of Wyoming. Allen and the Cowboys down 4. This is Overstreet, and Overstreet busts loose. Kellen Overstreet, the sophomore. That's one of the best running plays of the night for Wyoming.
Absolutely. Now, Kellen Overstreet was a talented running back in high school, and he's going to take this ball. He's going to run right behind.
Foul, face mask, defense, number 8, 15-yard penalty is added to the end of the play.
Whoa.
Automatic first down.
Jake Schlager with a face mask, 15 yards on top of the Overstreet run.
And Schlager wasn't even involved initially on the tackle. He comes in over the top as Overstreet is going to the ground, and his right hand touches the helmet of Overstreet.
He had him by the ear hole, it looked like.
Yep, you can see right there that right under the cheek pad, if you call it. But what a huge blow right there. What a huge penalty to give the Cowboys 15 more yards.
Overstreet in the backfield, and he'll get it again off right tackle, and he finds a soft landing at the 16-yard line.
If Overstreet hits this a little bit to his right, this is going to be touchdown. Watch number 29 get this football. He's going to go right off tackle, but watch the lane that opens up right there. If he just bounces it to the right, that's touchdown. But those are the runs that they've been missing since Brian Hill has left this program.
Overstreet again, 3 consecutive carries for 32 yards. And this sets up a 3rd down and 3. Got to get the football down to the, looks like the 12-yard line.
I'd run Josh Allen in some way, shape, or form right here. He has been your most consistent option on the ground. Don't really like, you'd love to move the pocket, but Colorado State has done such a good job in this game of containing Allen when he tries to get outside. I don't think that's the right play either.
Third down 3. Allen keeps it. Allen's got the first down. And he's inside the 10 to the 9. McDonald and Schlager the stop. Allen pops up, fired up. And Wyoming trying to stuff it down the throats of Colorado State.
Yeah, exactly the right play. Quarterback power. He's going to run right behind the lead blocker, the running back, Nico Evans. And because Allen is the extra player, there's not the extra guy on defense to get to him before he picks up that first down.
Schlager's lucky he didn't get another flag there. He put the knee right in the chin of Allen after the play. First and goal inside the 10. Wyoming on the move. Under 5 minutes left. Allen picks a hole. Allen breaks a tackle. Allen's inside the 5 and down to the 3. Schlager made the stop. And suddenly, Wyoming has found a ground game.
Well, he's 6'5", 240 pounds. And you normally don't want your quarterback running the ball this much during the game. But when you have to have it, you must put it in your best player's hands. That's what they've done.
Overstreet in, touchdown. What a drive. And what a feeling, 70 yards. The great catch by Van Manen, Overstreet's runs, Allen big yardage, and an extra point, an important one, to try to stretch the lead to 3. Kick is good.
Van Manen strikes the match. Josh Allen pours on the gas, and Kellen Overstreet gets his 6.
Wyoming will kick it off. Cooper Ruff with Dietrich Clark deep for Colorado State. Colorado State's offense has been the better offense tonight, though, and they have a little over 4 minutes on the clock. This is Clark from the 7. Towards the sideline, that's as far as he gets.
This is Nick Stevens' time right here.
8 of 13, 110 yards. Michael Gallup is his biggest weapon. Bottom of your screen. Stevens looks away from Gallup and throws short of Olabisi Johnson. Second down and 10. He's throwing against a defense that last week picked off 5 passes, forced 2 fumbles, and leads the nation in turnovers, 24 of them. Although Mike Bobo's team has not coughed it up in this one.
You're still able to run the football. You've got plenty of time. 4 minutes and 11 seconds. Time's not an issue. First downs and keeping this drive alive is the issue. So you have to call your best play to pick this up.
Dawkins, and he stopped. Kevin Prosser with the hit. And it's a gain of 2. This is a 3rd down and 8.
A perfect technique outside for Kevin Prosser. A junior defensive end, keeping his shoulders square down the line of scrimmage, making this play. And a great opportunity for Wyoming to get that front 4 hunting for the quarterback.
Stevens steps into the pocket, scrambles, is hit and drops. 25-yard line. Prosser and Ravante Holt, Carl Granderson there too. And they're going to have to punt.
Yeah, they have no choice but to punt. You're down by 3 points right now. If you go for it, you're going to essentially give Wyoming the ball inside of easy field goal range. You have to punt. You got to go out there and play some defense right now. Your defense has done really well for most of this game. Gave up some plays on that last drive, but right now, defense has to go back and get the ball back for Nick Stevens.
Conway is deep. He needs to be careful with this punt. He's got it at the 21. Conway trying to get outside. hit there, out of bounds. 2.5 minutes left. Wyoming with the football and a 3-point lead. Colorado State has 2 timeouts. What's at stake here? Boise State has won. They're at 5-0. Wyoming 3-1. Colorado State 4-1. Wyoming lost to Boise State, but Colorado State plays Boise State next week. So if the Cowboys win, they're going to need help. Boise State has not an easy schedule left. They still play Colorado State next week. I believe they have Air Force, and then they finish at Fresno State, who's 4-1 in the Mountain West.
Yeah, this one right now, the game's not over, but it hurts Colorado State. They lose this game because they essentially have an opportunity to control their own destiny. But at 2 minutes and 38 seconds right now, 2 timeouts, got to get off the field and back to the offense.
Overstreet had a nice series last time they had the football. Josh Watson makes the stop, and a timeout, Colorado State. Wyoming with a huge drive in the snow on a very slick surface. Josh Allen, Kellen Overstreet, they were both terrific. Nico Evans is checked in. He's in the backfield. 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, he's really been kind of a lead blocker for Allen in the quarterback run game, number 22.
And this is the quarterback run game. Allen fights forward. Now let's see where they mark it. I think he's short of the 1st down. He slid well past the marker. But you see the official, the side judge, spotting the football a yard short. So it looks like 3rd down and a short yard. It's 3rd down and a short yard. Now Colorado State is out of timeout, so this 3rd down.
This smells like a quarterback power right behind number 22. One more time.
3rd and 1. Allen keeps. Allen shouldered down, got the 1st down. Watson and Fogel the hit, but a gain of 2, and the big quarterback, who Craig Bull offered a scholarship to. Only one other school offered him.
It's been open the entire game in critical downs. The free safety right there. Jordan Fogel playing it 8 yards deep, cannot get down in time. He's the extra player, but it's simple mathematics. Josh Allen is 5 yards deep behind the center. Fogel is 7 yards deep. Allen's going to pick up that 1st down every time. I think the fact that they didn't put it in Nick Stevens' hands and let him go out there and make a play was a mistake.
Overstreet, right side, is hauled down. And of course, remember, as a flag is down, the down is almost more important than yardage.
Absolutely. It's worth 40 seconds. Every extra down you get right now is worth 40 seconds.
They've got to re-spot the ball, and they do at the 45-yard line. So it was a 6-yard, almost a 7-yard carry. Ready for play. Ball at the 45. Clock has not started. And Colorado State needs a stop. Overstreet straight ahead. And he's in a pile, and he keeps going. And he's got the 1st down. And Wyoming now can run the clock off and take a knee. How about Kellen Overstreet?
Yeah, you said it.
We did not see him until the 4th quarter, and what a big quarter he's had.
He came into this game with 138 yards, an average 3.6 yards per carry. What I've been impressed with is his effort and the way he's attacked it in this 4th quarter. When they needed something out of this run game, Overstreet had come to play here for the Cowboys.
Now Allen can take a knee, and with 1:20 left, if you do the math, Wyoming in the snow with a 4th quarter drive to claim the lead in a defensive stop. Craig Bull has found himself in close games this especially last year.
This one was tough because, you know, everything it seemed was going in Colorado State's way. They were able to control the football game. They were able to run the football. And Wyoming being one-dimensional for 3/4 of this football game, it seemed almost impossible that they would be able to come back and win this football game. What a performance here in the 4th quarter from the Wyoming Cowboys.
Josh Allen did not have his best game statistically, but in terms of leadership and toughness, this one is right up there. The bronze boots for the 109th time. The border war is fought, and Wyoming has the ball, the win, and the boots. And the Cowboys' hopes of a return trip to the Mountain West Championship game are still very much alive. And bowl eligibility at 6-3 and 4-1. Well, heavy wind, 30 miles an hour, then heavy rain, then heavy snow, and now fireworks. A typical Saturday night.
My kind of party, Rich.
In Laramie, Wyoming.
My kind of party.
Updated standings. Boise State has won. Wyoming goes to 4-1. Colorado State has lost 2 straight, but they get Boise State in Fort Collins here on CBS Sports Network next week. Let's go down and find Jenny Dell in the snow and the celebration.
All right, Coach, you had all the elements here tonight. We had rain, wind, snow. Overall, how do you think this team performed?
Well, it was a great win. I also want to salute Colorado State. I mean, it's a great classic rivalry, and you're right, all kinds of elements. That's why we call it Laradise.
We're living in Laradise right now. You said a win tonight would really validate this program. It would take you from a good team to a very good program. Do you feel like you did that tonight?
Well, you know, I'm going to enjoy tonight. This was a huge win for us, and yeah, I think we're moving the right direction.
And now this one also helps you with bowl eligibility. How important is that?
Well, you know what? It's been 30 years since we've gone to back-to-back bowl games. We'll hopefully the committee looks at us favorably.
Go get some hot tea. Thank you so much, Coach.
All right, Jenny, they may not have a lot of weapons like they did last year, but they certainly showed a lot of heart tonight.
You know, Bill Parcells used to say there's a lot of different ways to win a football game, and you can win any game, and this was a great example of that. You've seen that one thing that Craig Bohl has instilled in this football program is that they can put 4 quarters together and in big moments and big games come through and make the plays that they're supposed to make.
Boy, what a night here. Every type of weather, high wind, heavy rain, heavy snow, great drive. Wyoming wins it. For Jenny Dell, Adam Archuleta, our entire crew, I'm Rich Waltz. This is a presentation of CBS Sports Network, 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Brent Stover, Christian Fourier, take it away.